Audio check, check, check. Ice is clear. We're waiting on stripes. Just bear with us. We'll be right with you. Good Saturday evening, and yabba dabba doo, sports fans. Welcome to Rockville Ice Arena, same place we were this morning, different sheet in the same building. We're on sheet 1. This morning we were on sheet 3, so you get a different view. We're perched 20, 30 feet above the ice for this game between your Pittsburgh Steel City Selects, Traveling Blacks, and these Tier 1 Washington Pride girls in their home whites. We're high above the rink, but we're only maybe 4 feet off the glass. So as is the case with some of these tight rinks, you're going to lose a little bit down here along the wall. But I'm going to make the executive decision that me tipping up and down for what you're going to lose between the blue lines along the wall is not going to be worth it, because it'll make you a little bit seasick on this voyage of hockey craziness. So that's what you're going to see. You're going to lose a little in the arc between the blue lines there. But if something happens like a fight or a lottery winner or a volcano or a shark or any other craziness, I will be sure to drop the camera down there and give you that view. But for now, we're going to keep what we have. I'm going to bring you that view. We got a minute and a half on the clock. On the warm-up clock. They literally started at the moment Stripes blew the whistle for the team to come out. So we're going to be a quick warm-up tonight, but I suspect we're going to do 3 17-minute periods, which means we'll be here a while. These are long games at 17 a clip. We'll see in a minute and 15. We had Schilling and Terza up here prior. Schilling still can't get the the SportCam app working, so he's broadcasting live on YouTube without a scoreboard. We're going to have to help him with that. I told him I'll look at it later tonight at the hotel, see if I can get him working. Because without the scoreboard, it's just not the same. So I finally figured out which hub I need in order to make wired LAN connections and headphones work. So the angels at YouTube will deliver that to the global headquarters this week. And we'll have that in the bag of goodies for games in the future. We thought we were going to have to use a LAN cable for this game, but it appears to be working okay on the staff Wi-Fi here at Rockville Ice Arena. Tina badgered them last year and got me the password, and the old iPad remembered from February of last year, so we're going to go with it. I watched these two Stripes call the game prior. They let them play a little, but they were vocal, so I believe these are the same two Stripes. We'll find out here how that's going to go in a few minutes. 7 on the warm-up clock. Pilarski's throwing the bag over the wall. Kiesel's going to take it to the cage. We're going to pick them up. They're going to put them away. And we will get this game underway this evening from Rockville. Kelly, you got the number one crown. You got to hold it, though. The only way to hold it is to keep talking. Hang on 1 second. All right, as I'm up here in a little crow's nest above the red line, Schilling let me in, and Zivy and Dahl tried to sneak up here with me, and the rink boss was pretty clear with Schilling that video only up here, no spectators. There's a sign on the door that says no spectators. They'll throw them out. So had to send Zivy and Schilling, or Zivy and Aaron away. They had to go down with the fans, which are to my right and below me here at Rockville Ice Arena. Game 1 between your Steel City Selects and the Washington Pride. I don't hear any music. Let's look down here. Doesn't look like anybody's playing music, so it's going to be another relatively calm game. It was insane the game prior. Our 14U major lost to this 14U Tier 1 Pride team 2-1. So now we're going to go. We'll see who they send out here. Looks like it's going to be Detling, Kinger, and Pilarski with Zivy and Kiesel in the backyard. Hopefully I get to tell you the story with Kiesel prior to the game. We're not going to ruin it. We'll wait and see what happens. And it's Jamelkowski to my left, and there's the draw. Here comes Pilarski down the far side. Pilarski shoots and tried to go 5-hole. Goaltender with the save. She jumped that faceoff. It worked. And just couldn't find space. There was a little bit of space there, and she didn't hit it. So now we're going to go in for a draw here. Pilarski's going to step in. You get a much better angle this time, as long as the stupid iPad doesn't focus on the net. And I can tell you that net is prevalent. It's thick, and it's a whitish-gray color as this comes back to neutral. Kinger loses it in her feet. Pride tip it down into the near corner. You're a little blind in that corner due to the railing, but better than this morning. Pride throw it behind Jamelkowski into the near corner. And now they center it. High slot shot blocked. Jamelkowski dives out and covers. 16-28. Stoppage number 2 this evening. So we will... don't hear many Steel City fans cheering. They changed the Claherty out here now with Makasenka and Detling to sign Schuler in the backyard. Up the wall to Taylor. It's Claherty, Taylor, and Makasenka, not Detling. Now up to Claherty. Here comes Claherty down the far wall. Loses it at the blue line, hard into the wall. The ankle appears to be miraculously better for Claherty, so she's going to skate. Over to the near point. Shot in on front. Jamelkowski kicks it. It's loose in front. They're kicking. They're beating. They're banging. They're whacking. And here comes Makasenka dumping it back to the Pride at the red line. Below me in the area you cannot see. Makasenka joins the battle. Now Claherty up the near wall. Claherty loses it at the blue line, and the Pride throw it back to center. And here they come through neutral. Niner skates across. Takes the puck away, and Schuler pokes that to the wall. Now the Pride have it in the far circle. Now high slot shot. Jamelkowski with the glove. 15-35, another stoppage. So Lisa and Kelly, I know Kelly's out there. And I don't know if Lisa's out there or not. We're going to have a prayer group with the dads in the lobby again, so you don't have to worry about your husbands tonight. In the corner, they throw it around the backside. Niner digging. Riggs out there. Rigg into the corner. Rigg shoulders a girl. Out to the near point. They step out. That one blocked by the bar fight. Around back to Swiss Army Niner. Niner up for Yenny. Yenny can't handle it. They throw it in behind. Dahl. Dahl needs to hurry and get over there. She does. Stops, turns, loses it back. Now she picks it up. Hard around the far side. Pride step up and hold it. Yenny can't get a stick on it. Comes by everybody. Niner golfs it into the far corner. Niner up the wall. Pride cut that off half wall. And we can't get it out. Here comes the Rigg. Rigg up the far wall. Rigg gains the red line. Holds it on the wall in front of the Pride bench. And they continue to beat, bang, and whack over there. And here comes Yenny. Rigg to the bench. Yenny's going to dump it deep. And instead of changing, she's going to chase it. Around the backside. Schilling's here, and he reclaimed his number 1 from Kelly Dull. And here come the Pride back through center ice. Pride over to the far side. Shot! Jamilkowski with a pad save. Zivkovic up the wall. Zivkovic has Kinger. Can't get it through Pilarski. Now Detling will pick it up over to off the wall to Pilarski. Pilarski has to position herself to get that. Detling, they're beating, they're banging, they're whacking below me. Now they're beating, banging, and whacking down there, and they send it back to Kiesel. Kiesel up the wall. Kiesel taking pressure below me. Kinger sends it in behind the Pride goaltender over to the far side. Pilarski whacking the stick on the ice. Round the backside past King into the near corner. Detling up the wall for Kiesel. Kiesel sends it. Misses everything to the far side. Zivy cheats in, can't hold it, and now this one's going to come across. Kiesel cheats up and holds it in. That stripe didn't even know where the puck was, and the other one looked to him to make the call. This one comes across. They chop at it, hold it momentarily. Now this one will bank out on the far point, or near point. Pride up the near wall. Send it across into the high slot. Kiesel corrals it, sends it over to the wall for Detling. Or Kinger, rather. Kinger up front to Taylor. Taylor kicks it. Taylor skating. Taylor throws it on net. Goaltender blocks that with the chest protector and knocks it down. Claherty skates up, can't pick it up. Here it comes back to Desai. Desai up for Claherty. Here comes Claherty through neutral. Claherty down the near wall. Claherty going to go for a lap. No, she comes around the back. Tries the old wraparound. No, still skating. Claherty dumps it off to Desai. Desai throws it, tipped into the far near corner. Claherty tried to put it up, couldn't to Schuler. Claherty gets upended. They're battling in front of the net. Taylor and a Pride girl. Here they come up the near wall. They dump it. That will be an icing. So with 12:46, we're going to come back down here. Here come the rig, the bar fight, and Yenny to the near circle. We'll see if they try the face-off play. Lisa's excited about prayer group. Here comes Stevens in for this draw. Puts it over to the bar fight. Back to Stevens. It's in her feet. They're beating, they're banging, they're whacking to the end line. Around back, Yenny pressure. Here come the Pride up the near wall. Stevens skates over, can't get a stick down. They send it all the way across, now into the center. This Pride team moves the puck well. They try to chip it around Swiss Army Niner. She falls down, no call. Around the backside, Dull. Stops, comes in front of the net. No, now up the far wall to Yenny. Yenny has the rig breaking. Can't get the puck out of the zone. Now she will get it out. Can't get it up to the bar fight. Dull over to bar fight. Too far. Bar fight chasing. Pride pick it up there. Mrazek beats it up to the rig. Here comes the rig on the near wall. All the way around the back. Where Yenny's going to have to go to work. Yenny's going to get there. They're going to beat. They're going to bang. You know they're going to whack. And the Pride come out of there with it. Over to the near wall. Skate through the center now. Over to the far side. Up the far wall. She gained the red line and dumped. Around the backside as bar fight fell down. They take it into the near corner. Now they come out of there with it. Up to the high slot. Shot from there. Jamilkowski got something on that one. They send it out to Yenny. Yenny kicks it. It comes out. Back to neutral. Now they send it over here. Up the near wall in the near point. Into the high slot. Now down low in the near circle. Stop, turn, spin. Centering pass. Doesn't get through. Around the backside. Over to the near corner. Now they try to hit a girl streaking in the high slot. Can't. Far point. Down low. High slot. Up to the near point. This team moves the puck extremely well. Pilarski gets a stick on that one, and here they come back the other way. Yenny will finally head to the bench, and we are going to get a call here. Not quite sure what. Might be a hand pass. No. Pride going to the bench for checking. Or Pride going to the box for checking. So with 11:04, we're going to go on. The Powerball power play. Kelly Dull's in a prayer group right now. I bet it's not as good as the dads, though. They were really praying last night. Across to Zivy. Zivy cannot hold the point. Sends it in. They send it down, and there's no icing on the penalty kill. Desai has to go and retrieve. Desai hard around for Zivy. Zivy up the far wall. Zivy Desai. Pilarski. Claherty. Claherty chips it. Loses it. They send it back. Desai holds it out. Desai across to Zivy. Zivy's going to send it in, and we're just not quick enough with this team to get to these pucks. They are aggressive. Pilarski comes out of there with it. Up the wall. Zivy can't hold. And now they're going to send it over to the near point. Down the near wall. Around Desai. And around the backside. Around to the far side. We are on the power play and can't get it out of our own zone. Zivi. Now they send it up to the far point. Shot from there, knocked down by Claherty. She retreats, dumps it up ahead to Pilarski. Pilarski gains the blue line and dumps it, and this one goes in behind the net. Here comes the bar fight. Schuler, Claherty, King. Claherty skating across. Claherty down the far wall. Claherty stops, turns, spins, throws it into the near corners, the best way to describe it. Schuler puts it around behind, too far for the bar fight. Claherty comes off. Here comes Makasenka. We got Dahl, Schuler, Diamond. Now King goes off and the rig comes on. Up to the bar fight. The bar fight down the near wall, around the backside. The rig back there can't get a stick on it. Dahl can't hold it. And Schuler better hurry. Schuler gets beat. They come in around Schuler. Thank God Jamilkowski bailed out Schuler there as they skated right around her down the far wall. And now they're beating and banging, and bar fight knocks it up to Makasenka. Makasenka leaves it for the rig. Rig overskates. Makasenka puts it back up. Rig's not going to get there. And that's going to be an icing. With 9 minutes to go, power play over. And this one's going to come back to the near corner. Detling, Pilarski, Kanger, Zivi, and Kiesel in the backyard. Near circle for this draw. Rink here is at 9 minutes. I'll get back in sync, and I am now. Pride with the puck. Pilarski picks it up in the corner. Pilarski battling with a Pride player. Now Kiesel. Here comes Kiesel. Kiesel dumps it ahead to Detling. Detling loses it at the red line. Bruises that girl into the wall as they chip it back the other way. Too far for King. And this one goes into the near corner where King picks it up. Out to Zivkovic. Zivkovic throws it from the point, misses everything to the near corner. Pilarski. Pilarski loses it on the half wall. Kiesel has no choice but to retreat. Kiesel can't get it through to Kinger. Now it gets behind her, and this number 19 is quick down the wall. She stops, she turns. Kinger steps in. They're beating and banging in the corner. Maybe a little whacking. Shot. Jamilkowski with the glove. And with 8:11, we get another stoppage. Mary, you're a new name in the chat. Welcome. I don't know you. Welcome to the most amateur hockey broadcast you'll ever see. It's worth what you pay for it. This one comes to the near corner. I see the rig. I see bar fight. I see Yenny. Desai and Schuler out to the near point. Up to the high slot. Shot from there. Knocked down by Yenny. Rig overskated it, and now Yenny will pick it up. Here comes Yenny back through neutral. Yenny. Red line. Dump. And the dump part works, but you got to have the chase part. And we don't have the chase part figured out as that one gets by Desai. And here comes a girl down the far wall. Schuler got a stick in on that one. Desai stops, turns, throws it up to Yenny. Yenny up the near wall beneath me. Now she gains the frame. Yenny chips it around, and Barfight's going to have to go to work back there. She overskates. They chip it by Yenny. Up the near wall. And here comes back to neutral. Barfight cut it off. Barfight below us. Still battling. Pride knock it into the zone as Schuler stands that player up. In behind now for the Rig. Rig hit a defensive player with it coming through the zone. Now they have it in the high circle. Rig back in the corner, whacks at it. Rig battling with a girl. We'll keep an eye on that. 21, Desai up the far wall. Desai gets attacked coming up the wall, no call. Rig there. Diamond pokes it ahead. And they all head to the bench in a sloppy change. Schuler loses it in her feet, goes over to the near corner. And now Claherty's going to pick it up. Here comes Claherty. Claherty up the far wall through the center. Claherty still skating. Claherty through neutral. Claherty one to beat. Claherty gets around, gets in, backhands, doesn't get it on the net. Around behind, still has the puck. Claherty still skating. Claherty still skating. Claherty falls down, loses the puck. Pride chips it up. Niner throws it deep. Into the corner. Pride pick it up, send it all the way around. Where Dahl's going to pick it up. No, Pride's going to chip it ahead. Niner's going to cheat over. They're going to get right behind her. And Claherty bumps over. Now we got the puck on the near wall. Shot from there. Jamilkowski paddles that to the wall. Dahl taking pressure from a couple of Pride players. Swiss Army Niner grabs it. Niner up the wall and cannot throw it out. Now she'll pick it up. She will throw it out. But she'll also throw it down, and that will be an icing. 5:57. Backed out here. Detling, Pilarski, and Kinger. Kiesel and Zivi in the backyard. Pilarski whacks at it over the wall. Pride poke it back. Kinger can't knock it out. Loose in the high slot. Pride player overskated. Detling can't get a stick on it. Now to the far point. They poke it out. And Kinger chasing it. Kinger cannot get a stick on it. They're battling below me, and now they send it back behind Jamilkowski. Where Zivkovic's going to pick it up. Zivkovic up and out. They throw it in, and that's going to be offsides. Take it to center. He's apologizing for calling offsides instead of delayed offsides. He knows he made a mistake. He's a good stripe. They'll bring it to neutral on a bad stripe call. And Kinger will take this draw. Pilarski breaking didn't work. Somebody lost a net guard. Now it's in Detling's skates. Let's see if Stripe's going to pick that up. Over to the far circle. Stripe does pick it up. And now it's loose in the corner. They're beating, they're banging. You know there's a little bit of whacking. Here comes Pilarski with it up the wall. Pilarski into the center to King. King loses it at the blue line. Pride player falls down. It's in Detling's feet. Comes back to Zivkovic. Zivkovic over to King. King beneath me. Throws it deep and will go all the way around. Pride player lost the stick. Pilarski. They whack it behind. Up the near wall. Schuler's going to step up, but it's not going to be able to hold it. Now Pilarski comes through. Sends it into the high slot where the Pride pick it up and come back the other way. Send it up off of a Pride player to Desai. Desai with a neat little spin move back to Schuler. Schuler flips it up. Yenny with the rig to her right. Yenny throws it down into the corner. Barfight's going to go battle, but not before a Pride player gets there. Yenny skates around back with it. Yenny, it's loose in the high slot. Rig gets a stick on it, but it gets tipped into the corner. They put it back up into the high slot. Desai holds it. It comes off a Pride player back, and here comes Schuler. Schuler stops, turns, throws it up the wall to the rig. The rig stops, turns, throws it. It's clear in behind. Barfight and Yenny need to go to work. No. Pride are going to pick it up back there. Send it up the near wall. They send it back into neutral, where Desai picks it up. Desai with the spin move. Leaves it for the rig. Rig back to Schuler. Schuler up, too far for Barfight. And the Pride send it. Here comes the rig with it. Rig gains the red line, dumps, and heads for a change. Into the far corner. Diamond and the rig head off. I see Clauharty. I see Makasenka. Swiss Army Niner and Dahl in the backyard. Yenny goes to the bench. And that will facilitate Taylor jumping out. Here comes Dahl. Dahl up the far wall with 3:28 to go. Into the... Dahl still skating. Dahl! All the way in on the goaltender. Adventures in goaltending. Puck's still loose. Mrazek should have cheated up on that one, and she didn't. And here come the Pride back the other way. Puck was drifting out towards her, and there was chaos in front of the net. I think she had a chance to slap it as Clauharty pushes a player down. Loses the puck in the corner, though, and here come the Pride with it in tight on Jamilkowski. Niner pokes that to the wall. Still loose in the near far corner. Taylor got a stick in there. Mrazek up to Taylor. Taylor around the backside. Hard around for Dahl. Dahl picks it up on the wall. Dahl skates into center with it. Dahl looking up, can't find anybody. Dahl still skating. Dahl pokes it up to Makasenka. Makasenka can't handle the pass. She just golfs it back into the zone. Pride defense picks it up. Taylor can't cut that off. Here comes Clauharty. Clauharty waits for Makasenka to get out of the zone. Now down the far wall. She loses the puck on a drag, and it's in the corner. And here come the Pride. Pride up the near wall. They bank it off the wall. Taylor holds at least momentarily before they poke it back out. Clauharty with a heavy hit. Puck into the near corner. Stripes is still holding that net guard. 2:20 to go. This one around the backside, up the wall, and Pride are going to pick it up there. They go D across, and they chip it up. Here comes the Pride back through neutral. This time they send it up the near wall and into the center of the slot. Shot knocked down by Kiesel. Jamelkowski tried to cover, couldn't. Puck on the near side. Jamelkowski's trying to pick up her paddle. They have it at the near point. They skate around Claherty. Kiesel out there puts a stick down. Now somebody gets a stick in there, and Taylor's going to clear it, but they poke it back in, and that's going to be a delayed offsides. But now Makasenka is going to ice it. And we'll come back here. It's time for Stripe to return the neck guard to Detling. As Detling stops to put on her neck guard, we're going to get a draw in the far corner. Detling gets her neck guard back on. She's late joining the play. And Pilarski leaves it for Detling. Detling sends it up the wall. Pride pick it up there with 1:39 to go. Shot in, deflected into the near corner, and now King. King hits Detling in stride. She can't handle the pass, and now it comes all the way up. The passing on our team has been sloppy at best at the beginning of this season. As this one comes across, Schuler chips it, but not out as the Pride throw it deeper. Around the backside to Desai. Desai up, crisp for Detling. Can't handle it. Detling falls down. Back to the top of the defensive zone. They send it across. King cuts it off. King can't get in front of it, and now here come the Pride back the other way. Pride up the near wall. Around, no, not around Schuler. They dump it. Desai back there. Desai whacks at it. Pride near circle. They put it in the front. It's still loose. They're beating. They're banging. They're whacking. They're chipping. Goes up over the net into the near corner. Around the backside. Schuler got leveled down there. Out to the near point. Push it over to the far point. Shot from there. Jamelkowski got something on that one. Yenny with Pilarski. Yenny can't handle the pass. Up to King. King can't handle the pass. Now they're bobbling, beating, banging, whacking. 31 seconds to go. They send it up. Here come the Pride up the near wall. They need to get King out to let the Rig get on. King finally heads to the bench. Here comes the Rig with 19 seconds to go. Pride up the near wall. Schuler needs to get over here. They drop it to the near point. They leave it in the near circle. They send it deeper. They tip it over to the far side with 7 to go. Shot from there. Missed everything to the far side. Now around behind. And Yenny's going to pick it up there. Leave it for Diamond. Diamond takes it behind. And we played one. We've accomplished nothing. It's 0-0 on Wicked Slap Shot Productions. Oh, sorry. Forgot to come off mute there for period number 2, Kelly. My bad. As always, this is worth what you pay for it, but thanks for telling me. And now we go around back. Not much happened in the first 42 seconds. Around to the point, Kiesel throws it deeper. Makasenka battling. Pride pick it up there. They throw it into the center. Clawhardy, she loses it in her feet. Kiesel's going to have to retreat, get position. Just going to push this player to the far wall. Going to get in there with the stick, take her around back. They put it right in front, and Jamelkowski watched it come across and watched it go in the net as that player got between Zivy and the net. And Jamelkowski said, oh boy, here comes the puck. And oh boy, there it goes in the corner. Just never had a chance to move across with it. Nice centering pass there. We're now down 1-0 to the Pride. So we will whistle them in for another draw here. Pride win this one and push it ahead, but Schuller's going to pick it up there. Schuller outbodied, and they push it into the zone. Clawhardy has to retreat. Clawhardy skating, kicking, toe dragging, still skating. Makasenka picks. Clawhardy pushed into the corner. Now she's pushed off the puck, and they come back the other way. Taylor chips at it. Makasenka stops, turns. Makasenka with room. Makasenka pushed off the puck. It's a very physical team. They're pushing us right off the puck, and we don't have an answer for it. Here they come back the other way. Schuller sticks the stick out there. Player gets around her but couldn't maintain the puck as Desai sends it around to Schuller. Schuller up to Makasenka. Makasenka stops, turns, spins, whacks at it up to Clawhardy but can't keep it there. Now Desai cuts it off. Desai up the near wall. Throws it in on the goaltender. Bouncing puck created a little bit of a challenge, but not much. And here come the Pride back the other way below me. Pride up the near wall. They throw it in behind. Dahl picks it up. Dahl shouldered off the puck. Pride has it down low now. Niner battling. Clawhardy steps in. Pride near corner. Pride pushes Clawhardy off the puck. Now Dahl. Dahl pushes that player. Now here comes Clawhardy with it. Clawhardy up the far wall. There she comes. Riggs out here with her. Clawhardy skating up the far wall. Kicking at it. Clawhardy shoots. Missed the net to the far side. Desai. Stevens up high. Desai gets bodied off the puck. Yenny gets bodied off the puck. It's a physical team, and they're winning the physical battles right now. As they're going to come back with it. They're going to chip it ahead, but Dahl's going to get there in the corner. And Dahl gets knocked off the puck and knocked down. Barfight's battling. She comes out of there with it, at least momentarily. They take it away from her behind the net. Dahl stands that player up. Niner can't get a stick on it. Puck on the net. Now they have it behind. Niner and Barfight battling. And another Pride player joins in. Stripes is telling them to move it. And now the Pride come out of there with it. They try to put it up. Yenny picks it up. Here comes Yenny. Yenny whips it off the wall, but the Pride are going to pick that up and come back the other way. Pride up the far wall. Pride dump it deep, and Dahl's going to have to go chase it again. Pride are going to, no, they're not going to get there first. Dahl hit the Uno reverse card. Dahl up to the Rig. Rig across ice to Yenny. Yenny up the near wall. Yenny's going to go deep on direction from the Rig, but nobody's going to chase it. And it's going to come up the far wall. Now they throw it around the back. Pilarski's going to hurry back there as the Rig heads to the bench. And now the Pride are going to come up the near wall below me. They send it into center. Kiesel directs that to the corner. Now they pick it back up. They stop. They turn. They throw it up the half wall. They dance between Grace and the wall now around behind. Still dancing with it. Still dancing. Try to center. It got cut off. They're battling below me. It's Detling and now Pilarski. Pilarski up the near wall. Below us. Oh, here she comes. Throws it off a Pride player. King can't handle it. Pride take it away behind their goaltender and send it lazily through neutral. Back to Zivkovic. Zivkovic's going to send it in. Pride are going to pick it up and send it out. Send it back across. Here comes Kiesel with it. Kiesel. Red line dumps. Gets in Stripes' feet. Goes deep to the line. This one comes all the way around, and Zivkovic cheats up. And they battle there. They send it into the center, and it's going to be a one-on-one. Kiesel's going to step up, try to whack at it. Kiesel whacks at it again. Kiesel whacks at it a third time, and they're clear into the zone. This time it comes out, and Kinger sends it all the way down, and that's going to be an icing with 11:53. So you don't have to pray anymore, Kelly, now that Lindsay's there? Over to the far circle, Clawherty with Taylor and Makasenka. Schuler and should be. Here comes Makasenka on a breakout. She loses the puck back at neutral. Here comes Schuler. Schuler across. No, leaves it for Clawherty. Clawherty chips it off the wall to herself. Here she comes up the wall. Here comes Clawherty with it through neutral. Clawherty far side shoots. Goaltender with a save. Taylor in the corner. Taylor can't maintain the puck, and now the Pride send it all the way out, where Schuler's going to whack at it. Goes up into the protective netting. And we're going to have to get a draw in the far corner. So, Lindsay, I was hoping to see a wicked slap shot at the point at the end of your game. They just never could win a faceoff. You had 163 faceoffs. Nobody could win one to bring you the puck to get you a shot. I was hoping to see you rip one, kid, but never happened. As Clawherty takes a draw. Pride win another one. And now Taylor cuts it off. Taylor is going to dump it. Got tipped, no icing. And this one's in behind the net. Makasenka lost her stick trying to get it. Clawherty steps in front, can't maintain control. Pride come back with it the other way. Here they come back through neutral. Over to the far side. Tried the old give and go, and she went but didn't get it. And now around behind. They come off Jamelkowski now up to Taylor. Taylor across to Makasenka. Makasenka dragging through center. Here she comes with it. Makasenka shoots. Goaltender chest glove. Whistle 10:45. So they're going to bring out bar fight Rig Yanni. And in this circle it should be the bar fight taking this draw, I would imagine. No, it's going to be the Rig. No, it's going to be the bar fight. That's what I thought. This is bar fight circle. She draws it back to Dull. Dull throws it in front, hits bar fight in the leg. And around the back, bar fight still battling back there. Rig has it. Rig can't maintain it. Rig still has it. Rig getting her stick held. Turns around and whacks the girl. They played a little game. Let's see what happens here. They're offsides, and they touched it up. So now we're going to come to this dot here in front of me on an offsides play. So Barfight will step in and take this one. Reg's going to cheat all the way back. It's not going to work, though. They put it over there to her. She can't get a stick on it as the girl fell down. Reg fell on top of her. Now around the backside for Dull. Dull looking up. Dull loses the puck on the wall. Pride chips it deeper. Barfight has to go get it. Barfight around back for Niner. Up. Yanni can't get a stick on it. Mrazek can't get a stick on it. Pride have it. Top of the circle. They circle back. Still have it top of the circle. Now Mrazek gets a stick in there. Over to the wall. Barfight. Barfight up the wall. Rig can't get it. Comes across the front of the goal mouth. Got tipped into the back. Yanni. Yanni up the wall. And now the Rig will pick it up. Here comes the Rig up the near wall. Rig into center. Gains the red line. Dumps. She's going to go chase it back there. But the Pride are going to get there first. They're going to send it around back. And Rig was lining up for a hit and almost hit herself. Now we got Yanni coming across. Hits the Rig. And tipped it into the goaltender, and we get a save with 9:34. Get a wholesale change here. Pilarski, Detling, and King are out here with Kiesel and Zivi in the backyard. As we're going to get a draw. Pilarski out to Detling. Detling loses it. Comes up to the point to Kiesel. Kiesel's going to throw it. Bouncing puck missed to the far side. Pilarski gets down there, can't handle it, and here come the Pride. Pride, center. Kiesel and Zivi back. Zivi steps in front of it. Girl keeps skating. Gets off a shot. Kiesel blocked that, and Jamelkowski was going the wrong way, and thankfully it hit the post. Here comes Pilarski. Pilarski working hard to get it out. Does. Throws it. And Detling needs to get over there. Detling picks a pocket. Detling in the far circle. Detling tries to center. Comes out to Kinger. Kinger tries to rip a shot. Can't. Her stick was tied up, and they bank it off the wall. Kiesel's going to hold it and send it deeper to Kinger. Kinger hit Detling. Detling goes down. Around the backside. Now the Pride up the near wall. They tip it out past everybody. Kiesel. Kiesel up to Claherty. Claherty dances around one. Claherty loses the puck to the wall. Regains. Comes across the top of the zone. Over to Kinger. Kinger tried the old give and go with Claherty. She got pushed out of there. And now Zivkovic's going to sit here as we're going to be shorthanded. Although the way they're coming through, Taylor touches up, and Zivvy's going to sit for a trip, most likely, with 8:13. See what they call on Zivkovic here. Slash. Zivkovic for slashing, and the Pride are going to go on the power play. Rigg and Barfight come out here with Dahl and Schuler to kill this one. Into the near circle. Let's see how this goes. Barfight over to the wall. Pride pick it up there, up to the near point, over to the far point. Now to the high slot. They drop it off to the near point. This team moves the puck really well. Backdoor. They push it around the back. Dahl. Dahl. Heavy pressure. Dahl up the wall, but not very far. Pride are going to pick that up. Up to the near point. No, it's out. The Barfight battling. Now the Rig steps up. Can't get a stick on it. They call offsides, and that should let Schuler up to the Rig, and the Rig will dump it deep. Don't over pursue, Rig. Now they send it deep. Up the near wall. Cross ice pass. Here they come. Through neutral. Up. They got around Barfight. She fell down. Schuler. Around Schuler. Around the backside. Up to the near point. Up to the high slot. Shot from the high slot. Tipped. Far corner now. Minute 5 to go. Top of the circle. Near point now. Near point. They send it into the center of the slot. Jamelkowski was down, and they beat her high on a power play goal. She never even saw that one. She went down to the left and ended up in the net behind her. It's a power play goal as Zivvy skates across. We will turn off the power play. And shoulders are drooping, heads are hanging, and the effort just isn't here for this game. And unfortunately, that's been the story lately. They're just don't have the energy. So Claherty with the shoulder. Makasenka comes out of there with it. Now Desai. Desai up the near wall. Desai stops, turns, spins, loses the puck. Here come the Pride. They send it ahead. Up the far wall. And knock it around Taylor to the backside. They get there first, try to center it as Desai gets dumped in front of our own net, and we're going to get a penalty here on the Pride. So Pride going to sit for interference. And with 6:48, we're going to go on the power play. Interference is the call on Pride. They're going to come back down here with Kinger, Pilarski, Kiesel, Claherty, and Dahl. Kiesel and Dahl reunited in the backyard. And it feels so good. Peaches and Herb told us that. They poke it around behind to the near corner, and they battle there. Pride has it behind the net. Now they send it all the way around again. And this one comes deeper to Pilarski. Pilarski hits a streaking Dahl. Dahl with a shot. Missed everything to the far side. Kiesel cheats up. Kiesel holds it. Kiesel has room. Kiesel comes in, shoots. It got tipped. Hit King. Goes in behind stripes. Goes up the wall. Kiesel can't hold it, but Pilarski will. Pilarski back to Kiesel. It's in the feet. Pilarski can't get out of that corner. Now she will. Sends it down to Claherty. Claherty dancing. Loses it. Dahl hits it off her shin. Holds it. Now she comes deeper. Dahl, way deep. Around back. Beating, banging. Whacking. Dahl Loose on the doorstep. Pilarski, and the goaltender gloves it. 5:59. You're back at number one, Shill. All you got to do is comment, man. You got such a history. You get 2 or 3 comments, and you'd be back to number one. Schilling and Terza were up here, the B team. They were broadcasting the 14U major team as they try to clear that. Kinger holds it. And B only in stature because I'm taller. But Claherty tried to hit Kinger on a break. I'm taller than Schilling. That's what makes him B to my A. This one comes around the back. Claherty tried to center. Nobody there. This comes up and out as Dahl has to retreat. Dahl's going to go, no. Dahl tipped it up to Claherty at the blue line, and she was offsides on herself. Back here with 42 seconds to go on the power play. Here comes the rig with Yenny and Barfight, Zivy and Desai. We'll see what this line can do. 42 left on the penalty, according to Stripes and the board. As this one comes across, here comes Yenny. Yenny with a little bit of room. Barfight battling. Yenny over to the rig. Rig tried to rip a shot. It was loose. They're beating, they're banging. The puck was not covered, and Stripes called it. Stevens got that wrist shot off, and it hit the goalie and went down. They were beating, they were banging. They never got to the whacking before they blew the whistle. So the Rig's going to take this one, see if Yenny can crash the net. Rig throws it in front. Yenny can't get a stick on it. Now around back, Pride's going to pick it up. Here they come back through neutral. Zivkovic stepped up, can't hold it. They will stop and hold the puck. Rig to the wall. Rig can't hold it. Now they'll cheat up. Desai chips it, and it comes out. Here come the Pride down the far wall with 10 seconds to go in the penalty. Zivkovic around the backside, up for Desai. Desai throws it up for Yenny. Yenny handles it, but then falls down. And we're getting a penalty here. Getting a penalty on the Pride. So we were just on the power play, and now we're going again. As she laughs and heads to the box. So Pilarski and Claherty and King will come out. This power play unit hasn't done much. So see if they can do something. They haven't done much. Zivy and Dahl in the backyard. I'd like to see them mix this up a little bit. Try something else. Zivkovic at the high point. Down low to Claherty. Claherty playing with it. Almost lost it. She did lose it. Now King has to struggle to get it. Now King gets bodied into the wall, and Claherty will pick it up behind. Down the backside. Claherty dancing. Dumps it deeper for Pilarski. Pilarski struggles with it. Pilarski over to Zivkovic. Zivkovic had a look. Shot and missed badly to the near side, up the near wall. Zivkovic again. Zivkovic down low to Claherty. Claherty loses the puck. Out to Zivkovic. Zivkovic throws it off Claherty's back. Now the Pride are going to pick that up. And they're going to ice it with 1:18 to go in the penalty. But there's no icing on the penalty kill as Dahl loses the puck in the corner to a Pride player. That Pride player's just holding it up back there. And we can't get the puck out of our own end on the power play. Pilarski and Dahl can't get it away from this one girl. She holds it away from them. This number 15 from the Pride's holding it away from 3 selects. Now Claherty loses it in Stripes' feet, and she loses it along the wall. It's embarrassing. We cannot get the puck out. Now Dahl beats at it and can't get it out. These girls are just holding the puck along the wall and not letting us play our power plays. Dahl knocks her down. Now Pilarski sends it across to Makasenko. Or no, to Zivkovic. Zivkovic chips it up and off a Pride player. Off Pilarski's stick, back to the Pride, and they chip it out. Pilarski to the wall, and they've damn near killed this whole penalty as Dahl throws it deeper, heads for a change. Here comes Desai and Kiesel in the backyard. Here comes the bar fight as Desai skates over. Desai whacks at it, hit bar fight up high. Kiesel up to Claherty. Claherty tries to drag it through. That never works. She picks it up out front. Won't dump it to the rig, and she skates with it up to the high slot, loses it back to Kiesel. Kiesel throws it off of a Pride player, Desai throws it deeper as penalty player comes out of the box. Now we got Stevens, Yenny, and Barfight out here with Desai and Kiesel. They send it up to the point, past Desai and out. One-on-one with Kiesel. They try to put it through Grace's legs. She kicks it with her skate to the far corner. 2:25 to go, second period. Kiesel picks that up. Kiesel dumps it ahead, and the Pride are going to regroup at neutral. Back to the red line. Now they come up the near wall here below us. Down into the near corner where Kiesel's going to go pick it up. Kiesel dumps it behind for Desai. Desai up the wall. And Barfight's going to go battle. They send it in front. Kiesel knocked that down over to the rig. Rig up for Yenny. Yenny skating. Still skating. Yenny gains the blue line, dumps, and the dump part's good. The chase part, not so much, as that Pride player fell down on her own and went hard into the wall. She lost an edge coming around the backside. Yenny's going to go battle with her now. Rig! Got a shot off. Goaltender with a cover. 1:42. Lindsay, if I were you at the team dinner, I'd order lobster, crab legs, filet, caviar. You're probably not going to get caviar in Rockville, Maryland. Maybe that would be a bad idea. Some hollandaise sauce for the steak. Get some asparagus and put it on Frank's tab. Around the backside, as this one comes up now through neutral. And we just look flat, I'm going to be honest with you. You know, I call what I see, and right now I see a flat hockey team losing the puck as Taylor's playing with a glove. Not sure why. She's whacking the glove into the slot. That's just going to become another problem as Schuler picks it up. Now it goes into the near corner. Pride have it. They send it to the wall. Taylor can't get the puck away from that Pride player. Another one skates over, sends it out to the far near point. Now to the far point. We're going to rip a shot from there. Jamilkowski struggled with that one. It's loose around the backside. Now it comes up the wall to Taylor. Taylor can't get anything on it in the corner. And now they're battling over there, Schuler and Taylor and a couple of Pride players. They send it around. Pride still have it. They send it around the backside. They take it around back. Around behind the net. They turn, they spin. Right in the slot. Send it through the goal mouth over to the near corner. Where the Pride send it up with 41 to go. Near point shot. Tip. Loose in front. It's loose in front. Jamilkowski covers. And there is no coverage of the puck, but they blew the whistle as a Pride player went over the top of Jamilkowski. And she appears to be okay. Here comes the rig with Barfight and Yenny. Swiss Army 9. Let's see who stays. Looks like it's going to be Kiesel and Zivy. Stevens trying to jump through there. It didn't work. This one comes out around behind with 31 to go. Barfight gets there. Kiesel pokes it around to the Barfight. The rig is going. She calls for it, but he definitely can't get it to her. Now they poke it up the wall. They're beating, they're banging. There's some whacking as Kiesel knocks that down with a boot. Loose in front. Zivy and a Pride player battling. Barfight now up the wall. Barfight tried to put it to rig, couldn't, lost it. Now the rig picks it up, sends it ahead. 5 to go, 4 to go. They have it below me. They send it up the wall. They get a shot off. It goes off the side of the net, and that's it. Period number 2 is over. I didn't start the clock, but period number 2 is over, so we'll go to period number 3 on Wicked Slap Shot Productions. Lindsay, I appreciate the sentiment to dig deep, but this team has nothing. They look a little flat. They look worse than 14-day-old Thanksgiving leftovers, since we're getting to that time of the year. Even the cheer has no energy. They did 1, 2, 3 selects. They just got no energy on the cheer there. So we got to see if we can get a spark here. Kinger, Detling, Pilarski, Dahl, and Swiss Army Niner in the backyard. I think they dug deep, but they found a turd, Lindsay. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. As Stripes checks with Jamalkowski, she's good to go. He's whistling the Pride team over. Shots are 14-13 Pride, so definitely even, or more even. But Pride have had the way better chances. Pilarski's going to try to jump this one. There she goes, and King puts it over there. And she gets there but can't control the puck, and here it comes back the other way. Swiss Army Niner pushes to the wall. They get around her center. Dahl gets back there, and they're beating, they're banging, no whacking. They weren't together long enough to get to the whacking stage, and now all the way across to Dahl, who will take a whack at it and poke it up. That one's dying on the blue line, and players are falling down. There's kicking, there's elbowing, there's hipping, there's shouldering. I'm sure there's some, how are you, I like your hair, nice fingernails going on over there. Now the Pride pick it up back in this corner and send it back up. Niner beating, banging, whacking below me. You can barely see the top of the head, and here comes Kinger. Kinger off the wall to herself, whacks it behind Stripes. All the way around, and the Pride get there first again as King sends it back to Mrazek. Mrazek up. All the way in, around behind the Pride. Now King takes it away. King comes in, shoots off the goalie. There was nobody else there for any rebound action as this puck comes up the near wall. Mrazek sends it in deeper. Taylor can't handle it. They're beating, they're banging, they're whacking. King comes in. King shot. Stripes was right there, no goal. As this one comes back to neutral, Schuler. Schuler leaves it up the wall for Claherty, and it's too far. That Pride player hit the Uno reverse move, sent it up the wall. That's going all the way down, and that will be an icing. 15-26. Back down here. As the Steel City fans look dejected. You can see them over there. They look sad. You see Michelle and Tina and Tana and Heather, Michelle, Chad. I told Chad he needed to be loud. I haven't heard him. Grandpa Zivkovic looks like he's asleep down there. This one all the way around past Desai. And she'll skate back and get it, though. She hits the reverse up the far wall. And that gets behind a Pride player. Makasenka charging. Tip it by her. Claherty holds it. Claherty down the far wall. Shoot. Taylor can't get a stick on the rebound. She throws it in front. Pride clean it up. Near corner. Off the wall up. They send it. This one comes back into neutral. Here come the Pride. They're still skating with it. They tip it over to the near corner. Desai goes to the wall. They're battling there. They send it into the center over to the far wall, where the Pride are going to pick it up there. Send it in front off Jamalkowski to the near point. This one comes out. They regroup. They send it in. That's delayed offsides. They're clean. Desai up to Makasenka off the wall. She leaves it for Claherty. Claherty below me. Claherty up the wall. Gets separated from the puck. Stripes in the way. All the way back around. Taylor's not going to get there first. And Pride are going to pick it up. It comes back the other way. Here they come. Back through neutral. Up the near wall. Claherty swipes at it. Can't knock it out. Pride back to the near point. Claherty up to Makasenka. She can't handle it. Makasenka stops, turns, loops, sends it across to Yenny. Yenny had just come off the bench, sends it in front for Claherty. Claherty down the far wall. Loses the puck. Still battling for it. Claherty goes lower. Claherty still skating. Claherty's rig was open. Claherty didn't see her, and by the time she threw it, she wasn't open anymore. Back to Kiesel. Kiesel to Zivkovic. Zivkovic back to Kiesel. Kiesel up to the rig. Rig gets a shot off. Goaltender, easy glove there. As that shot came from just inside the blue line and got tipped. Yeah, I mean, Lindsay, here I'll show you our fans. You can see they're sitting there. I mean, I've seen more exciting Good Friday church services than this from our fans. They look a little sad as Rig's going to take this draw. Rig puts it in front, and the Pride are going to pick that up. Up the wall to the Rig. Rig off a leg in behind. Yenny's over there. Yenny sends it behind to Barfight. Barfight battling hard with half the team back there. Yenny taking heavy pressure. Pride come out of there with it. It's a consistent theme. Now they tip it up. Kiesel in the backyard. Kiesel tried to send it to Barfight, couldn't get it through. Zivkovic, they chip it by her to the end wall in the corner. They chip it up the wall. This one comes in behind. And they're beating, they're banging, there's some whacking. I'm sure they're calling each other nice, friendly, happy names. And out to the near point. They send it lower. Shot, Jamelkowski gloved it. 12:36 to go. In this third period. Relatively uneventful game. 2-0 Pride. Going to come to the near circle. I know this net is highly distracting. Tomorrow morning we're on rink 3 again where we were this morning. And I let the clock run again, so we're just having an all-around bad game. Bad play, bad broadcasting, bad clock management. Call me Mike Tomlin. This one comes all the way through. And King overskates it. Now here come the Pride. Down in on Jamelkowski. She covers it up with 12:17 to go. Into the near circle. Beating, banging, and whacking, Shill. Sometimes we're not even with them long enough to get to the whacking stage. We get to the beating, we get to the banging, and they skate away before we get to the whacking. So Pilarski with a draw puts it into the corner. She sends it up the wall, and now the clock's back in sync. Detling tried to send it over to King. Never got it there, and player puts it past Mrazek, and she regroups after the player falls down. Mrazek with a backhander over to Detling. Detling on the ground. Mrazek kicks it out. Now we got Kinger chipping it ahead off her leg. And the Pride come back this way. They send it across. And this one comes down the far wall. Dahl throws it past Taylor. Goes all the way down, and this stripe's going to wave off the icing. As the Devils pick it up. No, the Pride pick it up behind. Claherty leaves it and loses it to a Pride player with 11:24 to go. They throw it all the way into the corner. Schuller's going to go back there. Schuller backhands it around past Desai. Desai takes a heavy hit and falls down. They put it around behind the net. Claherty. Take it away from her. They put it around behind past Schuller. Now they put it in front. It's loose in the high slot. King poked it out. Taylor gets knocked down. Girl knocks down behind her, and that penalty should be on the Pride. It's going to be. As the Pride touch up, they're going to get the Pride for, should be roughing. Let's see what he calls. Tripping. Tripping on the Pride. And she's going to have a seat. And with 10:57 to go, we're going to go on the power play. Claherty, Pilarski, King, Zivkovic, and Desai come out here for this power play. This unit hasn't done much. We haven't done much this whole game, so maybe they can find a spark. As the Pride just beat us to an empty puck again. They send it to the point. Desai can't hold. Well, she did momentarily. Now they beat, bang, and whack it out. As Claherty comes back to Zivkovic. Zivkovic in center to Pilarski. Pilarski rips a shot. Goaltender gloves it. 10:38. Minute 40 to go on the power play. This face-off goes out. The Pride picks it up there now out the Zivkovic point. Zivkovic throws it in. Goaltender tips it. Desai whacks at it, doesn't get it through. Claherty comes in, can't get anything on it. Now it's loose in front as Pilarski or Kinger chopped at it, and here come the Pride. Pride up the near wall. Pride back into the center. Pilarski takes that away. Here she comes up the far wall. Pilarski, 2 to beat. Pilarski took the body, lost the puck, and King whacks it around behind to Pilarski. Pilarski centers. Claherty didn't get it as the Pride pick it off. They send it by Desai all the way down. Jamelkowski will leave it for Zivkovic. Zivkovic up to Claherty. Claherty almost got killed coming across the center. This bar fight joins. Now Zivkovic back. Zivkovic to Desai. Up to Claherty. Didn't even make an effort to get that one. And now Zivkovic. Zivkovic skating. She loses it to a Pride player. And this one comes back to neutral where Zivkovic whacks at it. Barfight comes across with it. Barfight gains his own. Barfight throws it off a Pride player into the corner. Makasenka Barfight and Rig now. Rig! Point blank range! Can't do anything with it. And this one comes out to the near point. Schuler. Schuler around back for the Rig. Rig throws it through the goal mouth over to the far point to Dull. Dull throws it in front. Doesn't make it. Rig's going to chase over there and knock it up, knock it lower. Around the back, Schuler, high stick on the puck, negated, penalty over. Dahl can't handle it. Makasenka stops, turns, loses it, but throws it deeper. Now it goes in behind. 8:45 to go in the game that takes forever. Around the backside, up the far wall. They kick it. Here they come up the far wall. We send it up the near wall now. They come around Dahl. Center. Claherty cut that off. Here comes the Rig. Rig looking up. Tried to get it to Makasenka. Couldn't. They wave it off on the tip. Rig off. Taylor on with not much speed at all as Schuler knocks it lower to Makasenka. Makasenka tried to come in front to Claherty. Schuler back to Makasenka. Makasenka shot blocked. Player pushed her off the puck. Then she hit her in the head with a stick. Now around back past Claherty. Up the far wall. Dahl lower. Claherty comes out of there with it. She loses it on the blue line. Regains down the near wall. Claherty across the front. Skating, dragging, losing into the corner. She sends it around the backside and nobody there but Pride as they knock it up the near wall. Nice pass up. Dahl cut that down. Pride pushing Dahl. Dahl sends it back. Taylor doesn't get much on it, but sends it down. And they wave off the icing as Claherty gets there. Claherty loses it to a Pride player, and here they come up the near wall with 7:25 to go. Into the center. They drag it through Kiesel's legs. Centering pass up to the high slot. We're going to get a whistle here. Net off the moorings. 7:17 in the longest game in hockey history. We're now an hour and 20 minutes into this stream. We've still got 7 more minutes to play. Pilarski takes this draw. This one comes up to the high point. They can't hold it. And Pilarski's going to kick at it. She's going to go down the far wall. She's going to get beat off the puck by a Pride player. I'm going to step in front of her. Going to beat. Bang. There's some whacking. Around the backside, Pride comes out of there with it. Here they come up the near wall. They chip it ahead. They leave it for another Pride player who chips it in down the far side. Around the back, center. Kiesel cut that off, sent it to the wall. Pride still have it. Fanned on that center attempt out to the near point. They send it in. Kiesel knocked that down with a boot. Lifts it up the wall to Kinger. Kinger up the near side. She gets shouldered off the puck. Pride takes it away from her. This puck comes up to neutral, and here they come up the near wall. Back into center. Push it over to the far side. Schuler pushes it to the point, but not out. Now Claherty hard around, and Kiesel can't pick it up, and the Pride pick it up near point. They send it lower. Throw it through the goal mouth. It's loose there. Jamelkowski has to cover it, and there's some beating and banging, and they stopped before they got to the whacking. In front of the net. Somehow it surprises no one that Kiesel was in there. Kiesel was doing the banging. Somebody else was doing the beating, and they never got to the whacking. Grace is a tough customer, and Stripes is talking to the girls now, telling them maybe don't do that anymore. So now they're going to come into this draw. I see the rig out there now. Rig bar fight, Yenny. No, rig bar fight, Claherty. No, that's not bar fight. That's the rig. Yeah, rig bar fight, Claherty, Desai, and Schuler. So they're mixing it up a little bit here. They pull Yenny off that line. Now they take it deeper. Trying to find a spark. Desai working hard in front of the net. Up to the high point, far side. Low, centering pass. They're whacking at it. Desai. Desai's going to throw it, but not out. Hand pass. And we're going to come to the dot in front of the selects bench as Claherty picks up the puck for Stripes. Bar fight, Claherty, Rig, Schuler, and Desai as the Pride win it back. Rig's going to pick it up, come down the near wall. Rig's going to rip a shot, hit the girl right in the midsection. Around the backside, bar fight too hard. Rig blasted it right in the belly as Claherty picks it up. Claherty tipped it out, and Schuler's going to retreat. Schuler's going to lose it down the wall. And Claherty's going to step in front of Schuler and take it. Claherty up the wall for the bar fight. Bar fight up the wall, but not out as they poke it deeper. Now Schuler stops and turns. Schuler up to the rig, too far. And here it comes back to neutral. They go D to D with authority. 5:04 to go. That was too many as it hit the foot of a player going to the bench, but Stripes is going to let him go. Claherty leaves it for Kinger. Kinger tried to put it in front for Detling, but she was too far behind the play, and the Pride cut that off, and here they come back the other way with 4:48 to go. Up the near side. They get around Swiss Army Niner into the center, and Dahl pokes that to the far wall, far point, deep. Dahl gets a stick on it, pokes it around. Niner's going to get there. Niner up the wall. Not very far, though. She took pressure. Now they're in the corner. They've done the beating. They're doing the banging. No whacking. Pride come out of there with it, as has been the case most of the game. Over to the far point. Shot from there. Loose in front. Still loose in front. Jamalkowski gets a pad on the second shot as Claherty picks it up behind the net. Loses it back there to the Pride. They put it in front to Detling. Detling struggling. Detling cannot knock it out of the zone. It's loose. Now back to Detling. Detling loses it again. Into the near corner. Claherty. Claherty up the wall. Hits Stripes in the hand. Now the Pride send it to the high slot. Now to the near point. King whacking. Here she comes up the wall. King. Up the near side. King. Loses the puck to the Pride. They put it in front of the net as a Pride player gets dumped by Detling. Here come the Pride back the other way. 3:35 to go in the longest game ever played. Up the near wall. Into the center. Shot. Missed everything to the far side. Over to the far wall. Yenny now out here with Pilarski and I don't know who else. King. As this puck goes behind the net, Pilarski. Pilarski up. Off a Pride player. No, Stripes waves off the icing as the puck dies on dirty third period ice as this puck comes through neutral. Up to Taylor. Taylor loses the puck to the wall. Taylor loses it to a Pride. Here they come up the near wall. Coming up the near wall with authority. Kiesel. Shot. Missed everything to the near side. Up to the far point. Shot. Knocked down by Pilarski, who's content to just flip it. He waves off the icing. Pride back here now. Yenny. Claherty. Taylor. As they skate around Yenny. Now they skate around Zivkovic. Yenny gets a stick back in there. Sends it over to the far point. They send it lower. Over to the high slot. This player couldn't handle the pass. Now she sends it lower. Around the backside, Yenny should get there. No. Pride take it. Now Zivkovic. Zivkovic around to Claherty. Claherty up the wall. Claherty. Still skating with it. Loses it at the red line. Now we've got Taylor picking it up. They're whacking at Taylor's feet. She loses it. And Taylor with a trip. Taylor was mad that girl was whacking at her feet, and she decided to pull her skates out from underneath her. So now we'll spend the rest of the game shorthanded. It doesn't matter how many slashes there were. You pulled her skates out. She came off and asked Stripes how many slashes she has to take, and Stripes didn't engage. And lucky more didn't happen. We saw a girl jaw the ref this morning get more time in the box. So now bar fight, Clawhardy, Schuler, and Dahl come out to kill the trip by Taylor. With a minute 55 to go, we're going to spend the rest of the game in the box on the we're not having a good game penalty kill. So we're going to go to the far circle, minute 55 in the longest game ever played. Drop the puck, and Pride send it back to the far point, over to the near point. They send it in front, knocked down by Schuler. Out to the high slot, back to the near point. Even when they bumble the passes, they have time to come back and catch them. Schuler whacks at it, can't get it out. Over to the near point, up to the high slot. Over to the far point low. Now the high slot again. Throw it in front. Doesn't get all the way through. That one did, miss far side. And Barfight's going to pick this up. No, Barfight can't knock it out. And this one goes deeper. Down the near wall, they leave it to the corner. At this point, they might just be playing with us. As Schuler comes with it up the wall. She banks it off the wall. Here comes Clawhardy on a breakaway. Clawhardy in on the goalie. Shot her right in the pads, and we get a whistle. So that one was on net, but literally right at the goalie, and didn't take much of an adventure there as Makasenka, Yanni, Zivi, and Kiesel come out for the last minute 6 of this period, all of which will be played shorthanded as Taylor's in the box on a trip. As the Pride pick it up, they're going to take it behind their goaltender, and they take it across the goal mouth. That's how confident they've become. They'll put it right across the goal mouth. Here come the Pride down the near wall behind Kiesel. Over to the far point. Now back on a give and go. And they make it look easy. Jamilkowski can't move that fast. And it's now 3-0. They did the old give and go. Went to the back door. Taylor's penalty cost us a goal. 3-0. On a power play goal while Taylor was in the box on a trip. 49.2 to go in the arena. Pride thoroughly handling us at this point. Pilarski, Schuler, Desai, Makasenka, and Yanni come out here for 49 more seconds. As Pilarski's going to take this draw. Push it over to the wall. Pride, loop back. They send it up past everybody. They wave off the icing. Desai can't get it by that Pride player. Now sends it up to Yanni. Yanni up to Makasenka. Makasenka up the near wall. Backhands it deep. And the Pride are going to get back there and get it. Pilarski pushes. Schuler. Loose in front. Pilarski knocked it to the back corner. 17 to go. Oh, they're beating, they're banging. They never got to the whack and out to the point to Desai. Desai throws it. Goaltender covers. 8.3 here in the arena. And mercifully, this game will be over. Go to the far circle for this draw. At this point, pull Jamilkowski. What's the difference? Here comes Clawhardy. We're already losing 3-0. What would happen here in 8 seconds? There's the draw. It goes behind the net. Clawhardy's going to go pick it up and lose it. No, she has it. Now she loses it. Pride pick it up. That's the game. Bring you the handshake. Get over the YouTube delay. And hopefully tomorrow we remember to bring our energy and our excitement because that was terrible. So bring you the handshake. Get over the YouTube delay. And then we'll be back for hockey tomorrow in the morning against this Washington Pride. Again, as always, thank you for watching. Wicked Slapshot Productions.